Avery County Schools Spotlight on Education is brought to you by John and Hank Phillips of Avery County Tire and Service in Newland, your tire and car service specialists.
Michelin makes some of the most fuel-efficient tires on the road, so you can take the pump down. Find out how much you can save at MichelinMan.com. Michelin, a better way forward.
Avery Tire and Service has served Newland, Avery County, and the entire High Country for the last 50 years. Family owned and operated, John and Hank Phillips have put together an outstanding team of skilled personnel who can supply and fill all of your automotive and truck needs. Located in the center of Newland, Avery Tire and Service is your local supplier for Michelin tires, as well as the supplier for all the top brands for every part of your vehicle. From tires to brakes, from oil changes to any kind of car or truck service, Avery Tire and Service can do it all, and always at the very highest level of friendliness and quality. If a business has been around for 50 years, then they obviously must be the best at what they do. Avery Tire and Service in Newland, still proudly serving you and all of the High Country.
Welcome to another edition of the Superintendent Spotlight on Education in Avery County. With me today are two scientists, Mr. Coleman Bailey, and he's the teacher, and Spencer Dearman, and he's the student. We're excited to have these two young men with us, and I want to ask Coleman to start with, how have you increased participation in science, especially the science fair and the competitions, from before you came basically zero to, how many did you tell me?
We had, we had a lot participate. We had a county fair this year where about 200 kids participated. Actually, it was, what I like about Avery County is that we're small enough that we get to know science teachers not just at our school, but at our feeder schools as well. And the science teachers came together in the middle of the summer, and we were looking at the new curriculum standards and a few other things, and we were trying to figure out how we can improve writing and research and things along those lines in science classes. So we decided to implement 6th grade through 12th grade, kind of a standardized science research process. And we opened up the high school facilities for 2 weeks last summer, and kids could sign up or call and come out and get a jump start on their science projects. And we had quite a few kids take advantage of that. And then the middle schools, if you were in middle school science, you did a science research project. We've kind of moved away from the science boards, the trifold board science fair projects, and with our one-to-one technology we have in Avery County, we decided to do more of the Student Academy of Science research competition and science fair, so which is a formal paper and then kind of like a thesis defense if it was on the college level, but you have to really know your research and be able to present it, and they were able to do that with their keynote presentations on their computers.
And it has worked.
Yes, it has.
I mean, we've had a lot of excitement about science, and it's really hard to get younger students excited about science sometimes.
Yes, it is.
And Spencer, talking about being excited about science, what really caught your attention about the science projects?
Well, what was really cool, what we did this year about, like you said, the science fair, but what was cool was we had so many students go to regionals, and then we had so many students go to state, and then we had so many win at state as well. So it was really cool to just be a part of that, to be able to be finalists at state.
Well, this is not your first rodeo. Let's go back a year. Talk to us about last year, what you did, and the opportunity to represent not only Avery County, but North Carolina in basically an international competition. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, last year I did a science fair project on sound and how a room will affect different frequencies. And I took it to state in the keynote competition, which is NCSAS, and ended up getting first place there in the physics category.
Now let's make sure everyone who's listening understands that's first place in the state.
Yes, sir.
And that is some tough competition, isn't it, Coleman?
Yes, it is.
Okay, now go ahead. I want to make sure everybody understood what kind of accomplishment that was.
And then from there, I went to actually this February was where the meeting was. Went to Chicago to represent North Carolina in the national convention.
And Coleman, Spencer's not the first group. A couple of years ago, you were heavily invested in a team that went to the international competition. Talk to us a little bit about what they learned and what you learned through
Well, I
that.
think, and that's one reason. A couple of years ago, in fact, I think it was the first year I was at Avery, we had a pair win first place in science fair and Student Academy of Science, and so they got an opportunity to go to Vancouver to a meeting and represent our state there, and they got an opportunity to go to New York to the Genius Olympiad. And so we knew of the Genius Olympiad competition, and what we learned basically is that our North Carolina kids, our kids even from the mountains, can compete with almost anyone. And I think that it was so eye-opening to them because we left as silver medalists, and we're able to get some money for college and other things. And then this year, Spencer and his partner, which happens to be my son,
Just happens to be.
they actually have won and are going to represent our state next year in San Jose for one competition. But this June, they'll be heading up to New York for the Genius Olympiad and competing in the same international Genius Olympiad contest, which is more focused on environment and sustainability and things along those lines. And in Avery County, we have such a natural connection with our environment and with our STEM Academy and things that are going on. And so it's just been, it was kind of easy for the guys to fall into a sustainability project this year. And they went into a competition at large, which means that they've already been selected as a finalist in that. And so they're going to definitely be judges interviewed. And the least we get for our time to New York is going to be about $5,000 a piece for them for college. And but hopefully we're hoping it will be more when we go and compete to win some more. So
Now, you were pretty modest about 2 years ago. Those young men that went on to represent not only North Carolina but Avery County, you have a pretty special connection with them too. So.
Yes, I do. Well, my son was in that group too, and then and one of them is Jordan Lancaster, who graduated from our school, and I think he's a junior at Appalachian because he was able to get he transferred over with a full year from Avery, and is doing really, really well at Appalachian. In fact, he's working in their communications programs and those kind of things.
And he's kind of an adopted son of yours.
Yes, he
pretty
is.
much.
Yes,
So,
he is.
Very proud of them. But Spencer, talk to us about your project this year, the sustainability project, what it's all about, and what you hope to accomplish with it.
Well, this year, our academy at the STEM Academy at the high school, me and Coleman got together, and we really knew we had been hanging out. We knew that we wanted to do the science fair project together, but we sat down and started brainstorming projects and started thinking about the sustainability like that our STEM focuses on, because that's been our theme for the year this year for STEM has been the sustainability. And so we wanted to do a project that focused on that and to be able to save energy. And so we came up with, because of the really harsh winters that we have here, we wanted to be able to save some energy in the heating. And so what we did was we wanted to be able to more easily heat water for things like radiators in homes, because a lot of people around here might have a water radiator that pumps water through their house, hot water through their house to heat their home. And so we researched capillary tubes and how that increased the efficiency of heating water.
Okay. So that could be beneficial to schools.
Yes, sir.
Because most schools circulate water for heat and cooling.
Yes, sir.
So we probably need to hire you to figure out how we can save money in Avery County. That's pretty exciting. Now, you're a sophomore this year.
Yes, sir.
And you do more than just science. I can see by your shirt, and I know that. Tell us some of the other activities you're involved in.
Well, right now, or this fall, I guess, I'm involved in the marching band. And coming up, we'll be in the band for the play. And of course, as you just mentioned, I'm on the baseball team currently right now. And those are some of the activities that I participate after school in right now.
Okay, so you're a busy young fella with a very sportive family, right?
Thank you.
That's good. And Mr. Bray, what is your vision for next year and the years after to take this to the next step? We've sure come a long way, probably further than anyone could imagine in Avery County, but what do you want to see happen?
I really think that not just for Avery County, but I kind of have a view of serving as the regional director for the science fair. We've seen our participation in moving the fair to Appalachian State this year almost triple in the last 3 years. And so I think that we need to give our kids more of a chance to have a stage where they have to express why they're learning what they're learning and the skills that we have given them as a school system. Because I can tell you, the group that went to Raleigh, the kids as they go to Raleigh and the kids as they come back are almost two entirely different sets of people. Because once you actually get in that environment and you're up there with what's perceived to be the smartest kids in the state, and you're going neck to neck with them, and you go to the awards and we're getting recognized just as much as everybody else, it's a very growing opportunity for them. Where I would like to see this in our personal area is to just start a little bit younger. I feel like that, we need to kind of start in elementary school and get the kids to really start asking questions to explore more of the natural world around them, and start growing this kind of science inquiry, a little bit earlier, and give our kids more opportunities. Sometimes we have a hard time competing with other areas of the state because we don't have like Research Triangle Park, we don't have this, or we don't have that. But with the internet and our technology, there are so many things that we could be doing, and I just think that we just need to maybe come up with some community mentors that have various backgrounds that be willing to help take our kids to the next level.
And Spencer here is a great example of the best and brightest, not only just in Avery County, but the state of North Carolina. And Spencer, opportunity for a $5,000 scholarship, probably more.
Yes, sir.
But you're just a sophomore. You got 2 years to work on this, so you're going to have a pretty good little nest egg when you go to college. And what do you want to do? Where you want to go to college, and what you want to major in?
I really, because I've been exposed to so many things, especially like going to state and going to Chicago, and now we'll be going to New York. I'm really not real sure what I want to do. I know that I've thought about going along the medical career, and all of our great engineering classes at the high school too. I've thought about going that route, with Mr. Harden and the phenomenal teacher that he is. I've thought about going that route. But I really don't know where I want to go to college yet, or which path I want to take. But I think I've narrowed it down to one of those two.
But the good thing about it, you're prepared for either path.
Thank you, sir.
And with a great role model like this, and someone who pushes you like Mr. Bailey, and the parents you have, you'll be a great success. And we're very proud of the program we have. Thank you for being with us, and stay tuned for another episode.
Avery County Schools Spotlight on Education is brought to you by John and Hank Phillips of Avery County Tire and Service in Newland, your tire and car service specialists.
Michelin makes some of the most fuel-efficient tires on the road, so you can take the pump down. Find out how much you can save at MichelinMan.com. Michelin, a better way forward.
Avery Tire and Service has served Newland, Avery County, and the entire High Country for the last 50 years. Family owned and operated, John and Hank Phillips have put together an outstanding team of skilled personnel who can supply and fill all of your automotive and truck needs. Located in the center of Newland, Avery Tire and Service is your local supplier for Michelin tires, as well as the supplier for all the top brands for every part of your vehicle. From tires to brakes, from oil changes to any kind of car or truck service, Avery Tire and Service can do it all, and always at the very highest level of friendliness and quality. If a business has been around for 50 years, then they obviously must be the best at what they do. Avery Tire and Service in Newland, still proudly serving you and all of the High Country.